Hello, I'm Ellen and this is my mum's bedroom, and today we are going to be taking it out of the 70s and into the modern day. So without further ado, let's go. I have a lot to do in this room to get prepared for its makeover, and we are starting with the wallpaper. If you have never removed old wallpaper from the 70s, this might be news to you, but there's actually two layers here. The top layer is really easy to peel off, but the bottom layer is a nightmare, and we needed to hire a steamer and then scrape it off the walls. I will say though, this can be really satisfying. We then wash the walls with sugar soap to prepare them for painting. This is an annoying but very essential step to make sure whatever is going on next will go on smoothly and that there's no small bits of glue left behind. And then we also filled in some rather large cracks. Our next job is to deal with these trims. My mum is keen to remove the old red tones and give it an update to something a little bit more modern. So to prepare the surfaces for stain, we needed to scrape away the old varnish and sand the surface smooth. Since the inspo images had a few darker tones in them, I opted for Dixie Belle's No Pain Gel Stain in Walnut. And this stain is surprisingly easy to use, and it was ideal for us since this stain sits on top of the existing stains that are on the wood. And since we had different types of wood around the room, they would likely vary in colour with regular stains, so the gel stain helped us to create a more uniform stain colour across the windows, doors and baseboards. You may have just seen in the video that I have been using these little white rubber gloves, and in some cases I wasn't wearing gloves at all. Basically, I have had a not so good allergic chemical reaction to the stain, and it's made my nail beds swell up and they've been removing themselves from the nail slowly. So I don't know how well you can see it, but anyway, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So what my nail tech told me is that they use some gloves called nitrile gloves. I didn't know that these existed, but now I do. And she said that even acetone doesn't get through them. So they're chemically resistant and you don't end up with nails that look like that. Anyway, we have been testing paint colors and we also have a whole bunch of wallpaper samples. I think I already know what I want and what I'm going to get. But just to be 100% certain, we're going to hold everything up together and just check that everything kind of works together, especially with the stain as well, because the stain can kind of look different in different areas of the room, I've noticed. So I just want to check with all the different types of lighting around the room that I'm 100% making the right choice before I order the wallpaper. So here are all our wallpaper samples. I initially thought that we'd go for something a little bit more yellowish because I thought we were going to go for something on the walls a bit more neutral, kind of more like this or a bit more like this. And these kind of work a little better with that. But after putting the paint on the walls, I've realized that the darker colors look really good with the trim. And when we're going to have lighter furniture in front of it, I think it's going to have a really nice, like, contrasting backdrop. So these two are a little lighter. They're a little bit more beige-like. I think they work really nicely with the darker colors. These two are kind of the two that we were thinking. I think I actually prefer the texture on this one. It's a little bit more like cross-hatched. This one's a bit more subtle. I'm leaning more towards this one just because I like the texture more. So if I grab my little wallpaper sample, I think this is going to look really nice behind the bed. And we're also going to put one more piece of trim in exactly the same color stain as this. I'm going to put a piece of trim across the wall here. So it'll be wallpaper halfway up the wall, piece of trim, then the paint color above it. So I think we've decided, so I think we're good to go. So we're going to go to Bunnings now, we're going to get the paint and get stuck into it. Black nitrile gloves. Over the Christmas break, I actually got my uncle in here to install this lamp for us, and it is so pretty. But it was a lot bigger than I anticipated, so I realized it would actually need to be properly screwed into the wall. But this entire house, even all the internal walls, are made of brick, so it's actually really hard to mount anything in here. So I don't have a masonry drill bit, so I actually had to call my uncle over to come and save us and mount it for us. But yeah, now it's kind of in the way when we're going to do the wallpaper, but it's fine. We love this. It's cool. We'll just work around it. It'll be fine. But look how pretty it is. So pretty. Okay, let's go. My next task was to find some trim pieces, so I went to Bunnings, which is our hardware store here in Australia. I wanted to find something subtle but decorative for the horizontal pieces, but plain and simple for the vertical pieces. So I found these two and their widths lined up perfectly. So I took them home and then I stained them in the same colour as the other trims. I then marked out a level line on the wall for the first horizontal piece and measured each piece and cut them to size with my miter box. The horizontal pieces needed to be cut on a 45-degree angle so that they would meet nicely in the corner. So I have Gorilla mounting tape. We'll just put it all the way along the back and stick it to the wall. So our second panel is done, but we have kind of noticed something. Mum wanted to save a little bit of paint, so that's why we didn't paint this bottom part of the wall. It shows through. So what I can see here, if I move this, is I can see a little bit of contrast between the dark up the top here and the white wall. I'm not sure if it shows up too well on camera, but you can see the contrast there. So while I'm going to be doing the rest of that wall, my mum is going to paint that wall. Yay! So the wallpaper I'm using is Paste the Wall wallpaper, and this is my first time with it, and it's a whole different beast to peel and stick wallpaper. It was also a very hot day, so the glue was drying really fast, but I just kept applying more glue with a brush wherever needed. I smoothed it out with a squeegee and then cut the edges with a blade. I love this part. It's so satisfying. Yeah. Okay, so now's the point in time where I kick my mum out, and so that the styling is kind of a bit of a surprise to her. The plan now is to just put up a few final touches in the room and hopefully just bring this all together. I've actually left this really beautiful throw on mum's bed. My great auntie made this by hand. It's just really beautiful. I love the texture on it, so I'm gonna leave that on the bed. So I got these cushions from Country Road, which I think are just so gorgeous. Now, I really agonized over the light choice for this side of the room because I didn't check the measurements on that light and it was just so much bigger than I anticipated. It really threw me. So I just couldn't figure out how I could balance it on this side of the room, but I think I've done as best as I could. I got this light from IKEA. It kind of matches on the chrome and I like the rounded shape. So hopefully it kind of balances out enough. And I just got this from IKEA. I just thought it kind of fit in with the Japandi vibe of this room. And then just a couple of my mum's books. This cute little crystal on hands. So before I show you the reveal, here's a reminder of what it looked like before, and here is what it looks like now. It's really beautiful. Glad you like it. Well done. I just want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up, and please stay tuned for upcoming videos. I've got so much to come and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!